Fellow citizens, Mr. President, members of the Senate, members of our House of Representatives, honorable justices of the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Apparently, I've been elected the virtual president of the USA for the year 2012. I am honored that my fellow citizens would bestow this duty on me. I am tasked to call to the attention of this governing body matters of great concern to the citizenry of our great nation. With due respect for all the offices of government that we have created, offices that you presently occupy, I am here to remind you that we have entrusted to you the enormous power of we the people of these United States. I am duly bound to call your attention to the fact that it is we the people of these great United States that have chosen you to govern. And to again remind you, in the immortal words of the founding fathers of this great nation, that our offices of governance are inviolable. In my ceremonial capacity as the people's virtual representative, the virtual president of the United States of America, protocol requires that I study the sacred scroll, the Constitution of the United States of America, the instrument from which our nation's laws derive. This I have done. Fellow citizens and honored officials, in my ceremonial but significant capacity as the virtual president, protocol also requires that I study the philosophy from which the idea of a people governed by a constitution came, the idea of the social compact. This I have also done. Finally, and in my ceremonial but meaningful capacity as the virtual president of the United States of America, protocol requires that I have listened throughout the year to the voices of the good citizens of my state, California. I wish to thank the citizens of my great state, the state of California, for their acknowledgement of my efforts that qualified me for this ceremonial office. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that protocol also requires that I consult with diligence the shared insight and opinions of the citizenry at large. Honored officials and fellow citizens, I declare that I have done so. I have reviewed the experiences of our citizens that are recorded at my teachable moments, and that I have studied with diligence the insight of the learned as expressed at my conversation with government. Now, fellow citizens, in furtherance and in the spirit of my aforesaid declarations, I bring you the State of the American Address. Okay, here we go. As I see it, our country is in a very interesting place right now. We are straddling complacency and panic. Thanks to the internet and the rise of social networking, information can travel faster than it ever could before. It has become so cheap and easy to get your opinions out there that we are hearing from millions of voices who, before Facebook, could not be bothered to share their political opinions. And when we see that others out there share our beliefs, it makes us embrace them all the more strongly. And then we share them more strenuously, and others cotton on, and the next thing you know, boom, you got a political movement on your hands, like the Occupy Wall Street or even the Tea Party. And as this happens much faster today than it could even 10 years ago. Now you would think that this granular form of democracy would level the playing field and make everyone's voice heard equally. Come on, not when there's only a handful of major corporations owning all of the major media outlets in the world, and a handful of super rich people controlling half the wealth in the whole country? Oh no, as long as there's a Fox News out there, there will be a well-produced, well-funded, convincing, appealing source of so-called information that will keep pushing the right's agenda with full force. But the good news is, America's BS detector is getting more powerful every day. Martin Luther King Jr. said something like, "The arc of history is long, but it bends toward justice." And as our ability to spread nonsense gets more and more developed, so does our ability to diligently check it out. So that is what I charge you with, America. Check it out. Be cynical. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Consider the source of all the information that you get. And politically, don't just pick a side and blindly stand behind everything they say. Be open to the idea that even your own deeply held beliefs could be wrong. That is what it is to have an open mind. And that is the kind of thinking that will keep us Americans from being manipulated and dragged down by the greed and prejudices of the past, and let us go forward into the great future we have all been hoping for. I am Professor Hans von Puppet, and I approve this message.